My name is Steve Quigley. I'm one of the village trustees here tonight, and we welcome everybody to our reorganization meeting. And for myself, I must say this is sort of like when the school groups come to Village Hall and everybody comes in and one person gets to be mayor for the day, and that's what I am. But I'm just mayor for the next few minutes, and in order to do the proper procedure for having everybody inducted back into the board and the other offices. And so we'll begin with the invocation by Reverend Jennifer Brown from the Christ Church in Bronxville. Would everybody stand, please?
I just want to say on behalf of Christ Church in Bronxville, the home parish of the mayor, it's my pleasure to be here and just an honor to give this invitation. Let us pray. Almighty and gracious God, we gather this evening in prayerful recollection that we are citizens called by you to love of service. We ask that you continue to bless our community as we seek to respect one another. Bless us with the fruits of your Holy Spirit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, gentleness, so that we may truly reflect in our lives what we know in our hearts, that we are all brothers and sisters of one another, since we are all your children. And on our re-elected Mayor Steve Eklund, who take up once again his responsibility to lead the village of Tuckahoe, we ask an outpouring of the gifts that are yours alone to give: wisdom and understanding, counsel and fortitude. May we always see in Steve's dedication to the service of this diverse community, and may he always see in us a willingness to work with him. Make our village an example of how, in a complex and difficult world, we can all work together to be that light that shines in the darkness. And finally, gracious Lord, we ask that you let the brightness, gentleness, and mercy of your countenance shine upon this wonderful village, and all of us who see here are of home, the dwelling place of our children, and therefore our future, and the place where our aspirations and dreams can be realized. For all this we pray in your holy name. Amen.
Please remain. Reverend Brown. We will now have the Pledge of Allegiance with Troop 353, led by Senior Patrol Officer, Senior Patrol Leader Jack Flannery, accompanied by Color Guard Andy Moroz and James Tulata.
Color Guard, advance.
Absolutely.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ready, to. Color Guard, post the colors. Color Guard dismissed.
Thank you, gentlemen. We can be seated now. And I would just like to note for anybody who was just watching on the video, there is a tremendous turnout from Troop 353. We think there's about 40 scouts here tonight, plus a number of the adult leaders, and this just is a great testament to the dedication of the Boy Scouts to our village and to all that's good about Tuckahoe. So we have special thanks for the scouts for coming out tonight. Okay, now on to the official business of the evening. This is the administration of the oaths of office for the mayor and trustee, and I call on Judge David Fuller to come up and administer the oaths, starting with the mayor.
I always tell them we had their back to them.
I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully
Tuckahoe,
and will,
and will,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of New York.
and the Constitution of the State of New York. So help me God. Thank you.
We now call up Trustee Thomas Giordano.
You want my seat already?
He's ready to take over.
Come here, Andrew. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the office of trustee
the office of trustee
of the Village of Tuckahoe
of the Village of Tuckahoe,
and will,
and will,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York.
and the Constitution of the State of New York.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
And we now call Trustee Greg Luisi. Yeah, good.
I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the office of trustee
the office of trustee
of the Village of Tuckahoe
of the Village of Tuckahoe
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the State of New York.
and the Constitution of the State of New York.
So help me God.
So help me God.
You got a job to do there. My moment in the spotlight is over. Thank you. Well, before we do roll call, we're actually going to have some a few remarks, and going to ask if Trustee Stephen Quigley would like to start.
Thank you, Mayor. Obviously, my congratulations to the mayor and Tom and Greg, our re-elected trustees. And this was an unusual, relatively unusual year that we actually had a contested election in Tuckahoe, and in a lot of villages that's not the case. And I think it was a good election. It sharpened some issues. I think it brought the village government much more out into the neighborhoods, into the people and the village and the residents of Tuckahoe. And I'd like to think it heightened the awareness of government. And I'm really glad I've worked very well and enjoyed working with Tom and Greg, and of course with Steve. And I speak this as the only elected Democrat on the board. I think we have a very good functioning board. I'm looking forward to the next 2 years with these members, as well as with Jeanette Hayes. And I think that it all bodes very well for Tuckahoe. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Hayes?
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to say for a moment how honored I am to be sitting up here with the three of you, Mayor, Steve, Tom, and Greg. It truly is an honor. Each of you bring a unique perspective to the board, as well as your own area of expertise, which I believe really helps ground our board. And the majority of the work that we do up here, it usually is 95% agreeable between all of us. But it really is, I think it's an easy board to work with, and I am truly happy that I'm able to sit up here again with all three of you. Thank you, and I wish you all the best of luck in the coming 2 years.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll keep my comments brief. I've been making a lot of comments over the past few months, and I have three lists. I have a thank you list, I have a need list, and I have a wish list. First of all, the thank you list. I'd like to express again my gratitude to the villagers of Tuckahoe for their support in connection with this election. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to continue to serve our community. I'd like to thank Mayor Eklund and our trustees for the continued ability to serve on the team in a way that I think is collaborative. And as Mayor Quigley, Mayor Quigley, I'm speaking. As Trustee Quigley and Hayes said, I echo that sentiment that we work well together, and I look forward to the opportunity to continuing to do so. And last and most, I'd like to thank again my beautiful wife Suzanne and my two boys Thomas and Andrew for their meaningful participation in the sacrifice of public service. Our need list. I think that within our time in office we have a need list. We need to face the challenges head-on of preserving our uniqueness and preserving our identity while maintaining the affordability of this village. We need to make sure that we continue to oppose any outside influences that are trying to mandate changes in our local laws. We need to make sure that we're looking toward sharing services while protecting the best of the distinct services that we offer. We need to continue to improve Tuckahoe as a place to move to stay in, to raise our families, to invest in. The village is one of our assets. We all need to do our part to help make it appreciate and value. We need to make sacrifices to continue to exist. We need to figure out ways to ease the burdens of taxation. If we continue on our current trajectory, many will no longer be able to afford to live here. Our school board needs to do the same thing. We need to celebrate our diversity. It's one of the things that makes us special. We need to continue to look to find ways to reward outstanding service and to effect change for service that's substandard. And here's my wish list. And again, to echo Trustee Quigley, I think that this past election process served to raise people's awareness of local government. And I wish that our villagers continue to raise their level of awareness and participate as volunteers, because we really exist as a community of volunteers. And to the extent we continue to do that, we'll continue to become greater and greater. So, thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Trustee Luisi?
Thank you, Mayor.
I would like to thank everyone who took the time to vote in the March election. It was a very important election in the sense that the village administration required to have members on the board with the experience to keep Tuckahoe on the road to economic growth that would be a benefit to all its residents. Tuckahoe needs a village board with the mindset that tax increases should be kept to its barest minimum while working under the 2% tax cap. The village residents also deserve to have the best of essential services from our police department and Department of Public Works. The library must continue to provide the wonderful programs that benefit the village residents of all ages. The recent election results are a mandate from the voters to this board to stay the course. But let us not fool ourselves. This is no easy task, and there is still much hard work to be done to allow us to sustain these services. Many tough and sometimes painful painful decisions will be made in the coming months. I assure you this board is firm in its resolve to maintain its commitment to fiscal responsibility in the village. Tonight, I begin my second term as village trustee with much anticipation for what the next 2 years will bring. The long-awaited development on Midland Avenue has finally begun. The Crestwood project is also slated to begin this year as well. The vacant lot that once was Solano's restaurant is also being prepared for a new residential and commercial venture that will help in keeping the Main Street corridor attractive to consumers. New establishments continue to choose Tuckahoe as the place to do business, such as the Bagel Loft and the microbrewery that has yet to open. Change is in the air in Tuckahoe, bringing with it a renewed vigor that is most welcome. The newly re-elected board remains committed to the ideals and goals that make Tuckahoe attractive to people from all walks of life. Over the past 2 years, this board has given our essential services the tools it needs to provide the high level of service the residents have grown to expect, but also to respect. Outdated equipment has been replaced, programs have been instituted, and technology has been instituted that brings our services in line with the demands of the 21st century. The library has also undergone major improvements with the replacement of a 30-ton air conditioning unit, ADA-compliant doors, and digital temperature controls that regulate healthy air quality in the library. New carpeting has been installed in the community center, and the much-needed repairs to the roof will take place this year. The village annual festivities, such as the 4th of July and Winterfest, continue to attract appreciative crowds from both within the village and nearby communities. In closing, I'd like to thank my wonderful wife and children who have supported me the past 2 years and continue to encourage me to go for it. To my family, who never stop paying tribute to the true meaning of family. To my dear friends who have been there with me through thick and thin. To my fellow colleagues in local, county, and state government for your unwavering support and sound advice. I am humbled and so grateful for all the assistance I received during the weeks of campaigning. I truly appreciate the public trust that has been given to me as a result of their efforts. The success of Tuckahoe government will be well founded by my fellow board members, Mayor Steve Eklund, Deputy Mayor Tom Giordano, Trustees Jeanette Hayes and Steve Quigley. They are ready, willing, and able to keep Tuckahoe vibrant and attractive to both residents and businesses. I am excited to once again be working side by side with them, confident in knowing that our exchange of ideas will make Tuckahoe a better place for everyone to live, work, and play. I look forward to and will work hard to be a part of what will continue to move this village in the right direction. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, as you can see, it's pretty tough to follow up those two speeches. They're very, very well said, and I think the residents of Tuckahoe can see now that they did a very good job in re-electing these two fine gentlemen to my right here. But I just want to say a few things. I first want to thank Trustee Stephen Quigley for doing a great job tonight, stepping in for me as mayor here. Thank you. A special thank you to Reverend Jennifer Brown from my church, Christ Church in Bronxville, and especially to Boy Scout Troop 353. The young men were actually all assembled in my office, and I'll tell you, there's never been so many people in that room before, and it was a couple of great photos that I'm sure will get out. So thank you, gentlemen. I'm really honored that you came out tonight. I want to thank my brother Michael, who's sitting in the front. He was standing up here holding the Bible with my wife, and a very special thanks to my wife Mary Ann and my son Dylan. They allow me to spend all the time that it takes to be your mayor here in Tuckahoe. I certainly want to congratulate my colleagues Tom and Greg on your re-election to your fresh 2-year term here. I know that together we're going to do some really great things here. We've got some great plans, and we're going to just do some great things for our municipality. All of us are. You know, I've said it before, but it's definitely worth repeating. This is a very, very sound, strong, and hard-working board of trustees. Working together over the past couple of years, we've gained a mutual respect for each other, for the decisions that we make. I can tell you that we definitely do not agree on every issue, but we are sensitive to each other's opinions, where we sit down and we listen to each other, and I think that's very important for people to realize that the decisions that we make up here on this board are not knee-jerk decisions. They're not decisions that are made out of any political bias. They're sound, well-thought-out decisions that are always in the best interest of the people who live in Tuckahoe. So I think that's very important that the residents understand that. I believe that overall the most important role of my administration will be to make sure that every decision we make, that we weigh the cost versus the benefit. Keeping Tuckahoe affordable for everyone, including our seniors and our younger families, is critically important for the vitality and the longevity of our village. So this is my mission for the next 2 years, and I'm looking forward to starting tonight. So thank you all for coming out tonight. Before I call the roll, since we're making comments, I'm going to ask, we have some elected officials here tonight. Maybe I'll start off with Senator George Latimer, I notice is here tonight.
Well, I wanted to stop by to congratulate you, to Steve, to Tom, and to Greg on your beginning your next new term in office, and then also to congratulate all of you, including Steve and Jeanette. I had the opportunity when I first began my governmental career to be on the council for my home community. And although I've had a chance to serve in other public offices, when I come to a village board meeting or a town meeting, that I really see what the Founding Fathers intended. They intended people who care about their community, who don't do it for the money, they don't do it for benefits, they don't do it because they have relatives that have to get on the payroll. They do it because they care about their communities. And whatever debate comes in this room comes out of 5 individuals caring deeply about the community and wanting to see the best for the community. So in some ways, my being here is just to remind myself what government ought to be about. So when I go back to Albany, and along with Amy Paulin, that we can fight for Tuckahoe's interests as best as we know how, and we'll lean on your good advice on how best to do that. So congratulations, good luck for the next 2 years, and if I can be helpful to you in any way, feel free to reach out. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we have with us tonight our esteemed Town Supervisor, Anthony Calavita.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for recognizing me. I'm joined tonight by former Tuckahoe trustee Luigi Marcocha, who I'm sure will say a few words a little bit later, and also bear congratulations and greetings from Sheila Marcotte, a former village trustee who is now our county legislator, who is in White Plains right now. One day is her meeting night, so they're having their meeting this evening. But on behalf of Luigi and myself and all of the board members, I'd like to congratulate Steve, of course, and Greg and yourself for the great night. You had a good election night. It was a very solid turnout, and I think the village spoke well about who they wanted to have lead their village. And Tommy did a great job, of course, working hard with Greg and with Steve, and I congratulate all 3 of you. And you know, they say, as an attorney, I always think of the expression that you hear, that the law is a jealous mistress. Well, she's got nothing on the jealous mistress of government and politics. So I want to congratulate your families as well, because they lend you to us, to the village, to the town of Eastchester. And I know you're so dedicated and so determined to make a great improvement here and to do the best you can to serve this village. It takes tons of your time up. And I know that you're dedicated beyond belief, and people don't sometimes recognize that, but you do a tremendous amount of good for this village. You spend a great deal of time doing it. I know when you're doing it here, you're away from your family, so I always have to keep that in mind. We pledge, of course, to work hard with you, all of you, to make sure that we continue to improve the village of Tuckahoe, to keep the village affordable, and to maintain and even improve the quality of life here in this great, great village. You've done a wonderful job. This village is on the upswing like crazy. This village hasn't moved backwards in a long, long time, thanks to your leadership, your collective leadership. So we urge you to keep going, keep working hard, and again, to Greg, to Tom, and to Steve, congratulations as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Tom. And we have Tuckahoe's own Luigi Marcocha.
Thank you, Steve. I just wanted to congratulate you, Steve, on your victory. Also, Tom and Greg, congratulations. You guys did a great job, and you truly deserve to be on this board. You do an excellent job here in this board, looking out, doing the best that you can for our village, our great village, as Supervisor Tony Calavia just said. So I just want to congratulate you again. I want to thank you for all that you do, and I look forward to working with you in the future, as we always do. And I wish you luck with the budget that's coming up. I know you're spending an enormous amount of time, including Saturdays, trying to figure that out. And all I can say is good luck.
Thank you. Thanks very much, Lou. And we actually have a former Tuckahoe trustee here tonight, so I'll ask her if she wants to come up and say a few words. Margaret Coleman, she served on this board here.
Good evening and congratulations. I bring you greetings from Virginia. I'm here on my spring break and came to see my dear friend Jeanette. I say to you, Tom and Greg, that I know you're working with a great team. Jeanette served as my campaign manager, so I know she knows what she's doing. And Steve was my colleague, and I just miss the village of Tuckahoe. I see that it's thriving, and you know that it's thriving because of the children. And when you walk up and down the street, I see a lot of kids and a lot of new faces in the village. But it's great to be home. It's good to see you all. And anything that you need from via Virginia, just let me know. We have a lot of family members that are still residing, and they speak highly of the board and the work that you're doing. So good luck, and my prayers will be with you.
Thank you. Before I take a roll call, I'm actually going to ask if Troop 353 would like to be dismissed at this point. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for coming out tonight. Well, we do have a little business that we have to attend to tonight, so the first thing I'm going to do is ask for a roll call.
Present.
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 I am present. I have some appointments that I make tonight. That's part of our business that we do tonight. And the first appointment I'm going to make is for the Deputy Mayor of the Village of Tuckahoe. And I am appointing Thomas Giordano to that post for a term of 1 year. And do I have a motion for this?
So moved.
Second?
Second. In favor.
In favor. In favor.
In favor. The next appointment is for the acting village justice position, and for that I am appointing Michael O'Toole for this post for a period of 1 year. Do I have a motion for that?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
In favor.
In favor.
In favor.
In favor.
In favor. And at this point, I would ask that our Judge David O. Fuller please administer the oath of office.
I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the office
that I will faithfully execute the office
of acting justice of the Village of Tuckahoe
of acting justice of the Village of Tuckahoe
and will,
and will,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Judge, did you want to say a word or two?
Well, I'd just like to thank the board and the mayor for this 23rd appointment, 23rd one-year contract, and I look forward to serving for that year and beyond, should this board and the mayor deem that beneficial to the Village of Tuckahoe. It's been a great run. I think Judge Fuller and I, along with our clerk and assistant clerk, provide excellent service to the Village of Tuckahoe. And we look forward to doing that each day that we come to work here. So thank you.
Thank you very much. The next appointment is for the position of treasurer for the Village of Tuckahoe, for which I will be appointing John Pintos. This is for a term of 2 years. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
In favor.
In favor.
In
favor.
In favor.
In favor. Then we have the position of village clerk, for which I'm asking Susan Chamara to take that position for the next 2 years. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Trustee Luisi?
In favor.
Trustee Giordano?
In favor.
Trustee Hayes?
Favor.
Trustee Quigley?
In favor.
Mayor Eklund?
In favor. Registrar of Vital Statistics will be Susan Chamara for a period of 1 year. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Trustee Luisi?
In favor.
Trustee Giordano?
In favor.
Trustee Hayes?
Favor.
Trustee Quigley?
In favor.
Mayor Eklund?
In favor. The receiver of taxes will be Susan Chamara for a period of 1 year. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Trustee Luisi?
In favor.
Trustee Giordano?
In favor.
Trustee Hayes?
Favor.
Trustee Quigley?
In favor.
Mayor Eklund?
In favor. Our deputy village clerk is going to be Camille DeSalvo for a period of 1 year. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Trustee Luisi?
In favor.
Trustee Giordano?
In favor.
Trustee Hayes?
In favor.
Trustee Quigley?
In favor.
Mayor Eklund?
In favor. The deputy registrar of vital statistics will also be Camille DeSalvo for a period of 1 year. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Trustee Luisi?
In favor.
Trustee Giordano?
In favor.
Trustee Hayes?
Favor.
Trustee Quigley?
In favor.
Mayor Eklund?
In favor. The assessor for the village of Tuckahoe will be Todd Huttonen for a period of 1 year. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Trustee Luisi?
In favor.
Trustee Giordano?
In favor.
Trustee Hayes?
Favor.
Trustee Quigley?
In favor.
Mayor Eklund?
In favor. Our very able village attorney will be John Cavallaro for a period of 1 year. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Trustee Luisi?
In favor.
Trustee Giordano?
In favor.
Trustee Hayes?
In favor.
Trustee Quigley?
In favor.
Mayor Eklund?
In favor. The deputy village attorney will be Gary Gertzen for a period of 1 year. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Trustee Luisi?
In favor.
Trustee Giordano?
In favor.
Trustee Hayes?
In favor.
Trustee Quigley?
In favor.
Mayor Eklund?
In favor. The chairperson for the planning board will be Anne Marie Charmella for a period of 1 year. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Trustee Luisi?
Opposed.
Trustee Giordano? Trustee Hayes?
Opposed.
Trustee Quigley?
In favor.
Mayor Eklund?
In favor. The chairperson of the zoning board of appeals will be Ron Gallo for a period of 1 year. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Trustee Luisi?
In favor.
Trustee Giordano?
In favor.
Trustee Hayes?
In favor.
Trustee Quigley?
In favor.
Mayor Eklund?
In favor. Chairperson of the sign and awning board is Barbara Niemanen for a period of 1 year. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Trustee Luisi?
In favor.
Trustee Giordano?
In favor.
Trustee
In
Hayes?
favor.
Trustee Quigley?
In favor.
Mayor Eklund?
In favor. I am going to designate the following banks for the village of Tuckahoe, each for a period of 1 year. The Hudson Valley Bank, J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, Wells Fargo Bank, Webster Bank, and HSBC Bank. Do I have a motion for that?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Trustee Luisi?
In favor.
Trustee Giordano?
In favor.
Trustee Hayes?
In favor.
Trustee Quigley?
In favor.
Mayor Eklund?
In favor. I will be designating the following newspapers for the village of Tuckahoe, and they will be the Journal News, the Town Report, the Eastchester Rising, and the Westchester Guardian newspaper. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Trustee Luisi?
In favor.
Trustee Giordano?
In favor.
Trustee Hayes?
In favor.
Trustee Quigley?
In favor.
Mayor Eklund?
In favor. Resolution readopting the present procurement policy on file with the village clerk. Do I have a motion for that?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Trustee Luisi?
In favor.
Trustee Giordano?
In favor.
Trustee Hayes?
In favor.
Trustee Quigley?
In favor.
Mayor Eklund?
In favor. And resolution readopting the present investment policy on file with the village clerk. Do I have a motion for that?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Trustee Luisi?
In favor.
Trustee Giordano?
In favor.
Trustee Hayes?
In favor.
Trustee Quigley?
In favor.
Mayor Eklund?
In favor. And before I adjourn for the evening, I know that Trustee Hayes has something she wants to add to tonight.
Just one announcement. Our county legislator asked me to make an announcement this evening. The town of Eastchester is now in full swing, planning a multitude of events to take place in 2014. Starting next January, Eastchester, Tuckahoe, and Bronxville will be hosting a year's worth of historical celebrations to honor Eastchester's 350th anniversary and our town's rich history. A community meeting is being held this Wednesday, April 3rd at 7 p.m. at the Eastchester Public Library to hear suggestions and gain input from local residents and also anyone who is interested in helping with the organization of this wonderful celebration is encouraged to attend this upcoming Wednesday. Thank you.
Thank you. And if there is no other business tonight, or actually I'll ask, does the public have anything they want to add to tonight's meeting? And if not, since there being no other business, I will ask for a motion to adjourn this meeting. Oh, yes, sir. I'm sorry.
On the appointment of the chairperson to the planning board,
Yes.
the vote wasn't clear enough. Is we voted for,
Sure.
in favor, or against?
We'll do it again.
We take that vote again.
We absolutely can.
Trustee Luisi?
Opposed.
Trustee Giordano?
Opposed.
Trustee Case?
Opposed.
Trustee Quigley?
In favor.
Mayor Eklund?
In favor.
Thank you.
Thank you. So if there's no other business tonight, I will now ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
And do I have a second for that?
Second.
Till next time, Tuckahoe, which is actually going to be next week. Have a very good evening.